Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Richard here, the creator of Big Daddy Top Hat. And today is an exciting day in history as they have recently shown a new trailer for Street Fighter 6. Yeah. And just a matter of hours after, we got a leaked roster of 22 different members.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It is a lot to talk about today.
Leaks are very interesting, and we'll get to those a little bit later.
Which we'll talk about as well later.
But leaks are very interesting. But there's lots of things to talk about within the trailer itself, which is where we're going to start. What happened at the start of the trailer? What is interesting to you about this?
Well, it starts with a shot which pans down of a New York City style skyline, which looks a lot like Times Square. Yeah. I've been there once and I met the naked cowboy. But that's irrelevant.
That is irrelevant.
It shows you straight away that it's not New York City. It's Metro City, home of Mayor Mike Haggar, which it's further backed up by the fact that another shot later in the trailer shows a statue of the former mayor as well.
Yeah, which is quite cool. Some crossover there, which I found really, really interesting. It kind of excited me a little bit seeing that.
And they've always been a shared universe, hence why they've had characters from both games cross over backwards and forwards. And at one point early in its development cycle, Final Fight was known as Street Fighter 89.
Really?
And then they changed it due to reception from arcade vendors that it was too different to the first Street Fighter game.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah, it's a bit like me when I moaned about Final Fantasy 15 saying, that's not a Final Fantasy game, that should be a Mana game because Square action RPGs are called Mana, they're not called Final Fantasy. So what was that all about? Anyway, we're going off topic. Let's talk about this trailer.
Yeah, because this is really important. In the trailer, one of the things that we see is we see kind of Luke doing his training thing as one of the main characters that's going to be pushed forward in Street Fighter 6, as we know. It's not ridiculous to see that, I suppose.
No, and I just want to say he was looking more Logan Paulish than ever before.
Yeah.
Which is strange because I didn't think people really... I know he's got a lot of subscribers, but I would have thought the average Street Fighter fan probably detests Logan Paul. And Logan Paul... Exactly. That says it all, that I'm referring to him as that.
Yeah, it is... Yeah. Why did you do that?
I don't know!
Oh, yeah, no, Freudian slip. But yeah, it's weird. The fact they're basing a character... It seemed to be basing a character on Logan Paul is very odd.
Especially a protagonist. You'd expect it to be the main antagonist, the villain. As the main villain, that'd be great. I think it's the perfect modern-day villain.
Yeah, fighting against terrible content.
I think Logan Paul is the greatest professional wrestling villain in history.
Oh, yeah, great.
Personally.
Yeah. So we saw lots of that, lots of Logan Paul-esque Luke, and then later on in the video, or in the trailer, we saw something that actually blew my mind.
Yes, the fact that it's got open world elements to this Street Fighter game.
How cool could that potentially be, or terrible, depending on your viewpoints?
Yes, it looks like they want this game to be Mario Odyssey.
See that maybe. But I don't know. It just seems very, very odd.
I could re-edit that trailer, and just have that song going over the top. You can be my one-up girl, and it would look perfect.
You should do it.
That should be the ending.
That should be the end of this video. Yeah, stay tuned. That might happen.
It will.
Yeah. Open world Street Fighter game. Could that be good? Could that be an improvement on what's going on? It gave me very Yakuza Like a Dragon vibes.
We don't know what it's for yet, so we'll have to see what it's for later on.
What would be cool if they did do it would be to almost have side-scrolling beat-em-up style pieces in between main fights and stuff as a story mode rather than an arcade mode. That would be really cool.
No, it wouldn't, because then I'd have to call it a final fight. That goes back to what I was complaining about earlier by calling the game by the wrong name of what it relates to. So yeah, then it would be final fight.
It'd be cool for casuals, which is maybe what they're appealing to here. Who knows? Who knows? More things that have gone on. You wanted to talk about the logo. Yes,
and the logos in general, the Capcom logo and the Street Fighter logo itself, both of them had a graffiti theme to them, which to me feeds into the whole street part of Street Fighter. And again, they show a lot of streets in the trailer with the open world element. So it looks like they're leaning further into the street part of the title, well, again, as much as they always have the fighting part.
Well, again, you have Metro City, which is again based around New York, which obviously graffiti kind of seems to go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Like the urban environment, at least.
Horrible place. I've been there.
I haven't. I can't comment, but I'll take your word
for it.
Don't go. No, I won't.
No,
I won't. I'll avoid it. But yeah, I mean, it could be leaning more towards that way, kind of setting a general theme for the game.
I think so,
sense.
Personally.
It makes sense.
And then you've got the characters, which is obviously very interesting to me personally, because I like making videos on characters. I love Street Fighter lore. We see Chun-Li in the trailer, in my opinion, looking older than ever,
Yeah.
suggesting that this is perhaps the latest part in the Street Fighter timeline, taking place after Street Fighter 3 Third Strike.
That would make sense because, like, it's quite nice that they've kept her in and made her look a little bit older. Because if she was working in television, she would have been sacked.
That's true.
So it's quite nice they've kept her in the game. It's inclusive in that sense.
I like that.
Which is nice, yeah. Good.
And then you've got Ryu, who's apparently looks hot now because he's got a beard.
Yeah.
If you've got a beard now, you're hot.
That's why I've got a little beard.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
For the poontang.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, okay. So what else? Who else have we got?
We've got a completely new character in the trailer, Jamie, who, from what we can tell, fights using a Chinese drunken fist style of martial arts.
Yeah, which is quite cool.
Yeah, it's been seen in other franchises such as King of Fighters, etc.
Tekken.
But yeah, it's the first time we've seen it in a Street Fighter game though, so a surprise to be short, but a welcome one.
Yeah, that could be really cool. Having actual real further differentiation between characters, it's always going to be a good thing.
And I will say,
Diversity.
through watching the fighting, there's still more Final Fight references. There's a lot of callbacks to Final Fight in this trailer. In one of the backgrounds, you can see both Damned, who's also seen earlier in the trailer as well. He was the first boss in the first Final Fight game. And you can see one of the Andor brothers as well. So cool. You've got two characters from Final Fight in the background of one of the Street Fighter.
I actually missed that. So that's quite cool.
Yeah. That's
quite cool. Any more characters you want to go in depth about? Or
at the very end of the trailer, it's got a new challenger flash up on the screen as well, called Kimberly, who we wouldn't have known much about, and we still don't know a great deal about. However, the leak that came just a few hours later revealed a little bit more about that character, along with all the bloody others that are appearing in the game as well.
Yeah, that which is amazing. Like, that's really, really cool. So we have a lot of leaks. Well, we don't. We have one major leak.
We do, yeah.
Which outlines a lot of the characters. So should we name those off, or should we go individually?
We will simplify it. So you've got the 8 World Warriors who you could play as in Street Fighter 2 The World Warrior.
So you've got Ryu, Ken, Zangief, Dalsim, Honda, Blanca, Guile, Chun-Li.
Yes, well done. Did you name all 8 there?
Yeah.
Well done.
I can.
Yeah, someone might call you out that you didn't, but I thought you did.
If that is, comment below.
But yeah, all of them are there, and all of them are older, and all of them are in more street apparel, which goes with the whole... Is motif the right word? The motif of the game?
I suppose so. The general feeling and aura, I suppose, yeah.
So they're all much more streety than normal.
They do look cool in the little kind of character things.
They're then bringing back 2 of the new challengers who also look older than before. You've got Cammy.
And DJ, yeah.
Yeah, and Cammy's not wearing military gear whatsoever.
No, it does look very cool, actually. It kind of reminds me very much like another character I can't put my name on at the moment.
Okay, we'll forget about that.
We'll forget about it. We'll just move on.
Okay. You've then got Akuma coming back, who I will say is more muscular and hairier than before. So does that make him hot Akuma?
Yes, he has to be.
That's how it works.
He has a beard, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bigger. I think so. Yeah, and a bigger one than before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hot Akuma.
Hotter Akuma.
Hotter. Yeah. And then we've also got Street Fighter 4 representing in the game with Jury in it.
Yeah.
The first female antagonist from the Street Fighter franchise. Highly, highly popular character. So great to have her back.
Yeah, it was a cool character, actually. Looks very cool. I like the new stylizations as well of a lot of these characters.
Yes.
Very, very cool.
Street Fighter 5 as well. You've got a couple of characters.
Yeah.
We've got the return of Rashid.
Yeah.
Who I believe is down to the fact that Capcom are trying to penetrate further and further into the Middle Eastern market.
Yeah, it's a booming market.
Particularly Saudi Arabia and Dubai. Dubai in particular, I believe.
Which would make some sense.
Yes. Lots of money there.
Yeah. Same as everyone's doing that now. Gaming companies, wrestling.
Yeah, they're all very greedy boys.
Yeah.
We've then got Ed as well, another Street Fighter 5 character. Yeah. And then we move on to the newcomers, Street Fighter 6.
Yeah, so this is the really big news.
Yeah, we've obviously got Luke, who's kind of Street Fighter 5 and 6, because he was hyped as a Street Fighter 6 character when he was in Street Fighter 5.
He was almost like a pre-release.
Yeah.
Which is quite cool, again.
Yeah, like... I can't see like this. Sorry, this is
going to go wrong.
Like this. I got everyone owns this in the world. It was a pre-release Mace Windu figure that came out before the movie.
That's cool.
Yeah. So I think everyone in the world owns that. But yeah, let's not get too distracted.
Yeah, cool. Okay. So yeah, we've got Luke. We also have a character called Marissa.
Yes.
Which again,
she looks like an Italian bodybuilder wearing gladiator like apparel. So that's what we know about her.
Yeah, again, very cool. Mimi?
Yes, a French fighter who looks a lot like Abel, who debuted in Street Fighter 4, who was one of M. Bison's replacement bodies alongside Seth. Obviously, Seth and Abel were both sons of Adam and Eve. So there was a connection there in the naming. Mimi, from what I know, is not a biblical name. And there was no child of Adam and Eve called Mimi. No. So that might debunk the fact that this Mimi and Abel have a connection.
I'm glad you know your law.
I do. Okay.
We briefly touched... Did we say Jamie already?
Jamie, we mentioned him earlier in the video.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything left to say because we kind of covered what we already knew.
But we've got Jamie, that's in the leak.
Although I have heard he's got connections to Yun and Young. I think those are their names from Street Fighter 3, which we'll talk about
we'll get to that in a minute. I'm waiting for that bit. Then you have... Who else?
Riri. And Riri is a character from Mexico who is wearing apparel which you can draw comparisons with the likes of T-Hawk.
Yeah, that could be cool.
Yep. Yeah. So there could be some connection between those characters, both representatives of the Thunderfoot tribe, maybe.
Yeah, which I'm glad you've made that connection there.
I did. I thought I better. Really.
Yeah, rather than just going, probably. This is probably the way to go. Is it JP?
Yes, JP is a very bougie-looking Russian with like a pink waist jacket, a cane, and a massive beard.
Yeah, he's one of the more interesting-looking characters, I will say, especially as far as the new ones. He does look really cool.
Yeah, I like the look of him.
Like he'd be my first pick, I think, just based on looks.
Okay,
I think it's cool.
And then we've got a character. I'm not sure it's meant to be pronounced Aki or AKI because it's A.K.I. And she is a Chinese assassin with a claw.
Yeah.
And I personally think she's the last boss of the game because I think she looks the most sinister. And in the leaked photo, she's the last one along. So I think she's the final boss, the first ever female main antagonist. We had a female antagonist, but it's the first time we could have a female main antagonist.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think it could definitely be JP though.
Why? Oh, you're just saying that because he's Russian.
No, I'm saying it because he's
a
man.
Good point.
I'm a misogynist. No, no. It's the way he looks. He's got that, at least in the kind of in the thing which is coming up, the little character person. He looks quite dominating and quite kind of physically imposing. He's also looking down into the. Yeah, I think got to be a bad guy.
He's a bad guy, but I'm definitely picking Aki or whatever you want to call her as the final boss. But we'll see. One observation I did make, which I kind of just referenced a moment ago,
which is the best one.
It's amazing because it basically leads back to my. Was that a scream from my son?
It's okay. You have a wife dealing with that.
Yes. Yeah, I hope that didn't destroy my audio too badly.
No, just keep going.
Yeah. So, Street Fighter 3. We've got characters in the game from the original Street Fighter, from Street Fighter 2,
yeah, we do, yeah.
From Street Fighter 4, from Street Fighter 5.
There's one missing.
Yes. But I actively said, didn't I, in my prediction videos, which I uploaded on this channel before, if they wanted to make Street Fighter 6 a success, they had to have as many links to Street Fighter 2 as possible character-wise, and to distance itself as far as possible from Street Fighter 3. And they have done exactly that.
It's
in
almost
the
like they
clearest
listened to
sense.
The videos that we made previously and went, they didn't like the logo or Street Fighter 3. Let's go this way. Like they've just done it. They've done exactly what we said, which is really nice.
Yeah, and it's also interesting because looking at the characters' ages, it looks like it occurs after Street Fighter 3, which would mean that the characters who appeared in Street Fighter 3, like Alex, took such a pummeling by Ryu, who was meant to have the flag passed to the torch, not the flag, the torch passed to him, that he just retired and didn't come back. Yeah.
Which is what he should have done. Yeah. Terrible character.
But no hatred towards Street Fighter 3, by the way, everyone. Just Street Fighter 3 fans seem a little bit over the top and passionate. And
so now we're going to explain ourselves. Now everybody's already smashed their keyboards into oblivion, typing in hateful comments about the fact that we don't like Street Fighter 3. That's not the thing. The problem is that the general population
don't even know, never played Street Fighter 3.
Didn't really play it. They didn't buy it. It was just at their downturn, I think.
Yeah, it was a Dreamcast exclusive at the time. It was in 2D when no one gave a crap about 2D. The Street Fighter franchise itself was oversaturated. They'd made far too many iterations of Street Fighter 2. There was all the Street Fighter Alpha games. There was the Street Fighter EX games. There's a Street Fighter the movie game. Consumers just didn't know where to look. So when you've got a game called Street Fighter 3, they're just like, That's not the third Street Fighter game. There's a million Street Fighter games.
Yeah,
If
it's
they
like
even
Street
know it
Fighter
existed.
12, which is absolutely mad. Like Street Fighter 12 is what it should have been.
But yeah.
Yeah. So that's what we've done.
Yeah, anyway, if you enjoyed this, ladies and gentlemen, check out our other channel where we have discussion videos like this, known as Beyond the Hat, where I believe we did upload some Street Fighter 6 videos.
Yes, we did.
Before.
As well as some other things, moaning and bitching
There's
about
lots
stuff.
of moaning and bitching and shenanigans. So make yourself over to Beyond the Hat now. And if you'll find this channel for the first time, there are plenty of videos covering Street Fighter lore, a lot of character retrospectives here on the Top Hat Gaming Man channel. And thanks to this latest leak, it means soon I'll be able to make another 22 videos.
That's amazing.
It is really good.
Exciting times.
Very exciting.
Yeah. Content.
Anyway, cheerio.
What is this? I'm the dick cowboy.